You only know what you have once you lose it. Be happy about what you have. Work spiritual fitness.
There we go.
Work on yourself.
Absolutely. If you can live your life like a ceremony, like sacred, like every moment before you get on a podcast, just say thank you. Be thankful for this opportunity to speak to a great person like you. Be thankful that you woke up and you can use the bathroom, you can work out. Be thankful that you can speak, you can hear, you can smell, you can listen. All these things that we overlook because we're looking at the wrong things, because the world has us focused on the external environment so much that we forget the inner being, the inner wealth, the inner thing. And this is why I love spirituality, and I love people like you, because you are bringing awareness to the thing that's not so common for the average person. Spiritual Fitness podcast. I'm back again, and we have an incredible spiritual fitness episode that's really going to dive us deep into our higher consciousness, our super consciousness. And I have spiritual monk, spiritual leader, healer, world renowned. He's everywhere. I mean, this guy has over 80,000 YouTube subscribers. He's traveling the world. He's on a world tour as we speak. I'm going to introduce Swami Aniruddha to the Spiritual Fitness Podcast. Swami, how are you?
Fine, thank you. My pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So tell me, what's the history on your knowledge and expertise when it comes to spirituality? How did you get into that space, and how did you cultivate such a magnetic presence online to be who you are today?
Where did it start? I think it is inborn in all of us. Since small, the questions arose: who am I? Why am I here? What's the purpose? Like those questions, they just kept on bugging me, and I asked people, and I never got real satisfactory answers. So we go on a quest. We try different things. We try different experiences to get the answers. And yeah, only when I got in touch more and more with the yoga science and the great sages of India, their teachings, the scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita, that started to kind of, one trip in India, where living in an ashram and doing certain meditations, learning about those things, I noticed that speaks about my inner quest, and it was a beautiful experience, because I finally stopped feeling completely lost, because there's at least something which resonates with me. And then I started to dive deeper through different teachers, different paths. And then in 2008, I met my Sadguru, my spiritual master, who then, awoke something inside of me, which was actually more than just knowledge, experiencing what I knew. And from there, the quest has finished there, and then the journey really started.
Yeah.
And the last 17 years, I lived basically under the wings of my spiritual master, mainly in Germany, in the ashram, and just diving deeper into this path. And then obviously, this knowledge and this wisdom is not for me; it is for everybody. So I obviously started to share it, and social media today is a no-brainer that you should, if you want to share something, you have to go to social media. So I started to just send it out, and whoever wants connects with.
And I think it's beautiful because when you speak, you're so present. He's like, well, because something about the alphabet and prayer, he was talking to God, and you said, doesn't matter what no one gives us in life if love is not behind that frequency. And I was like, whoa. So just to get into the love frequency of this episode, for what you're bringing in, how does love shape us into the identity that we carry out in life every day? And why is love the most important thing for us to live from and not to be in fear, from your perspective?
Well, love is the essence of everything. So in essence, creating a love relationship with yourself. If you love and accept yourself fully, when you more and more realize that divine spark which you are, more you see it inside yourself, more you can see it in others, more you can see it in life. And once you see that, then you know that everything has a deeper purpose behind. Everything can be seen as a blessing.
Yeah.
Be it the most beautiful or the most challenging situation. When there's love, you can do anything.
Absolutely. That's beautifully said. Love is everything. And I realize when I'm making decisions from love, when I'm praying in the acts of love and not fear, things manifest, things come to fruition. I feel better. I feel lighter. I'm more fulfilled. I'm more joyous. I'm not thinking about life in the same terms versus when I'm in a fear vibration or frequency, or anxious or overwhelmed or worried. But when I have love, it's not even the acts of it, just the energy of it. You can be in someone's presence and I'm like, wow, like you just, like my girlfriend, she has so much love in her presence, so much, she's so lighthearted, and you just feel I can just relax and I can be free. I can let go and I can surrender. So in your essence with your spiritual master, what allows someone to be a spiritual master? And is it the spiritual master's presence or wisdom that's changed your life? And then you said something about ashram. What is that? So I can understand that term as well.
Okay, so well, spiritual masters, or the word guru, which is being sometimes has a negative connotation, sometimes it's used in all kinds of contexts. The word guru, in essence, has two syllables: gu meaning darkness, ru meaning light. So a guru is somebody who brings light into darkness, he removes ignorance. So in the Hindu tradition, in the Oriental traditions, you learn mathematics, you have a mathematics guru. You learn about music, you have a music guru. So in every part of our life, we have teachers. Our first teachers are our parents. Nature, life is one of the greatest gurus in itself, right?
Yes.
And like we have on a material level, we have many teachers. So also on the spiritual quest, we have many gurus, many teachers. And obviously, everybody can just teach you what they themselves have realized, achieved. And so there is different levels. Like I said, I met many spiritual guides, many masters, many people who helped me. I'm grateful for my whole life long. And then there's the concept of a Satguru, which is Sat. The word Sat means truth. So a true master, or somebody who has realized the ultimate truth. And it is said that the relationship between an individual and that teacher is not something which comes from this life. It is not something which you choose. It is a sort of belonging. If you read about different saints, you see this concept over and over again. And the beauty of such a teacher is that he, like I said, doesn't just give information or teachings, but he can give you direct experience of that higher truth. Because he is in that platform, they come here basically to remind us, to awaken us, to guide us to who we truly are, and to make us more aware what really matters. So that is what the presence of a master does. And as we know, the company we keep is so important, because if, again, just look at life when you're in a good space and you meet somebody who is complaining all the time, how long does it take that you are actually feel like drained? If you are down and you are with people who are uplifting, it will either uplift you also, or you get angry and leave because everybody's happy, just me not. But it does influence you also. Similarly, if you are with people who are in that space, in that union, in that yoke, in that love relationship, in this awareness, in this consciousness, then just being in their presence is obviously uplifting us. Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So that's about the teacher in short.
We are the energy we keep. We are the energy we cultivate, and we constantly surround ourselves in. And I believe that life is energy. Everything is energy. Everything vibrates. You can't destroy it. You can't get rid of it. It just is, like love. In the world of politics, in the world of religion, why do you think when it comes to us being whole and being complete as one, we have so many different compartments of religion to separate ourselves even from each other or from ourselves? I also saw a video where you talked about Judaism, Christianity, and how Muslim, and like how a lot of those religions, you have to do something to become it. And I think you said in Hindu, everyone's born Hindu. I forgot how you said. And I was like, that's so interesting. I'm curious to know what's his thoughts on that, and how do you feel? Because I believe no matter what religion, color, race, creed, class, demographic, money, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we all want love. When I see a person, I'm not looking at where they come from, what they have. I'm looking at, what do I feel when I walk into their presence? Are they open? Are they receptive? Are they a little standoff? But it doesn't matter. Everybody wants love. So when you think about all of that that video, can you kind of elaborate more on that that insight for the people?
Absolutely. In Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma, there's eternal principles, which means there's one power which pervades everything, from which everything comes. You call it God, energy, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
That there's a spiritual animator in each material body which keeps it alive. Soul, Atma, spirit, however you want to call it. Again, it's something eternal. That there's the law of karma, action, reaction, that there's the law of reincarnation, that this soul goes through different lifetimes to evolve or like unwrap itself again to its true essence. And finally, by living in a certain lifestyle, attain moksha or liberation, enlightenment, however you want to call it. That said, I say that everybody is born a Hindu in the sense of who are we truly? We are all spirit soul. Yeah. Then however you want to call it.
Yeah.
That spirit soul is part of a whole organism, and that we are here to realize our true essence and our union with everything. That is what essentially is in Sanatan Dharma, the idea. The way you get to it, the techniques, the culture, etc., might differ, and there's so many. But that as an original idea fits to every human being, and you don't need really to do anything to be that, because you are spirit souls.
It's right.
And that's it. Like, you believe it, you don't believe it, doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. The truth is the truth.
Yeah.
So the Vedas say, Ekam Sat Vibra Bahuda Vadanti means so much as the truth, the absolute truth is one, and the wise speak of it in so many ways. So on this problem of religions, for example, there's my teacher tells a beautiful story of 4 blind people who meet an elephant.
Yeah.
So the first one goes on his tail, touches its tail and says, oh, this is like a big brush. The second one goes to his legs and says, no, this is like a pillar. The third one goes to his body, touches his body, says, this is a big stone. And the fourth one goes to his trunk and says, no, this is like a horse. Now they start to fight. Who is right? But they all perceive just a part from the elephant. Nobody sees the elephant. And in Sanatan Dharma / Hinduism, they say God is like that. He is beyond our perception. He is the sum total of everything. And therefore, don't judge, don't respect each another. And yeah, there's different approaches, different perceptions, but he's beyond all of it.
That story is an incredible story, because I do believe that is life. And whatever you believe is true, right? And everybody's truth is at the level of their perception, experience, trauma, how they came into the world. And I believe God is omnipresent. He is, it is everything and everywhere and all the time. It all depends on if you holding on the trunk, the leg, the stone, or the hose, right?
Exactly.
It's all about where you are. And I think that's the beautiful part that I love about life, is that even though it's complex, we're all one and the same. We're all here trying to figure out our path to get where we want to go, for our highest good, or some of us for our worst, but to come us back into alignment. And I know in your world, there's a lot of space where there's peacefulness, silence, meditation, prayer. But I really want to know, what is the practical action items? Because, you have it on your YouTube, which is a beautiful video. I think it's like 1 minute and 17 seconds or 22 seconds. And it goes, the answer is within. We're all, look, I've read so many books. I went on so many retreats, seminars, plant medicine, deep breath work, you name it. And then when I think about life, everything comes from the inside. Our body holds an intelligence. The body keeps the score. So how do we, as a collective or as an individual watching or listening, someone who's out there going through a rough time, a challenge, how do I find the answer that I'm looking for within? What is the process of that?
The most simplest way is the chanting of mantras. The chanting of mantra is something which anybody can do, which is basically mantra is a word vibration. As you said before, everything is energy. Energy can't be destroyed or created. It can only be transformed. The ancient sages have, through transcendental stages of consciousness, received those mantras, and have given it to word mantra itself means that which protects you from your mind, where all those problems mainly arise, right? And which opens your heart. So it calms the mind, it opens the heart. So by chanting a mantra, by chanting, which is often the name of God, as a short prayer, like my guru.
We do one right now, just in case
Yeah,
it's
sure.
Yeah, I'll listen.
If anybody wants to,
Yeah.
my spiritual master has received just during COVID time. He had a divine vision and he received the mantra Shivitala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha. I know it's a bit difficult for the beginning, but you can put it in the description. Shivitala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha. Shivitala Giridhari Brahmane Namaha. Shri Vittala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Vittala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha.
Wow, that was good. Yeah, and see,
I know it's not the easiest one.
No, but this the thing. So
But
this is it's beautiful.
I can also on online there is where my master is chanting it, so you can just have it run in the background, or it's even mixed with music sometimes. It's a vibration which will help you, obviously, to connect deeper. And it's a general practice which everybody can do at any time. There's no contraindication. There's no overdose you can take. The more you do, the better it is, and it's for free.
Yeah, and I think that's needed in the world, but more importantly, you see how you helped me say the words?
Yes.
Even you helped me because you made me feel safe. So when people get into spirituality, you see how I was struggling when I'm doing it by myself. It feels uncomfortable for most people, you know? And so they don't have a space, and maybe they do in their church or their religion or their beliefs. They don't have enough safety in their nervous system to continue it over time when it becomes an embodiment of their life.
Exactly.
So what I provide with the podcast, the life I get to live, and the privileges I have, I want to provide tools and insights that people can use that are so simple and relatable that they can do this at home.
Yes.
So when they're feeling off, they're feeling lost, there's no one to talk to, they're afraid to be vulnerable and be honest about where they are, they can come to your YouTube, they can come to this podcast, but they have these little tools to kind of drop them into that deeper depth of their souls to connect to their heart and say, I'm okay, I'm well, I'm safe, I'm loved, I am free. And I think that's what most people want. It's not even about money or fame, or people want to be felt, they want to be heard, they want to be seen. But if they don't feel safe to be that, they don't know where to go.
If you're not in touch with yourself, all what you said, the money, the fame, all of those things, that's the wrong idea of where we find happiness. Happiness is not found in those places. They might support it, they might be nice, but if you, like, I have met filthy rich people and they were depressed. Like, it's not, we know that material wealth is not what makes you happy. It can support, but if you don't have inner peace, if you don't have a certain well-being within, then you have nothing, basically. So as you said, you mentioned all those auto suggestions, the self-talk, I'm safe, I'm healthy, I'm loved, all those things, they are obviously other form of mantra, which people should. What is your self-talk? You see, in the whole yoga science, I think when somebody who is listening to this is not well, we get caught up by our drama. But a part of the whole spiritual path is become more and more a witness, become an observer, see, like, take a distance from yourself. Like when you see somebody being in a drama, you can see that it's maybe auto-imposed. But when you're yourself in the drama, then you're just consumed by it. And the more you're consumed, the more the world looks like as if it's the apocalypse. But it's not the apocalypse. Like there's always both sides. My teacher always says, in every bad thing, in every bad situation, there's something good, and in everything good, there's something bad. It is really where you put your focus on, and that is something to practice. It becomes a habit. Where do I put my focus on? So what you said, this self-talk, positive self-talk, gratitude, practicing gratitude as a basic thing, like wake up in the morning, and even if you don't feel it, thank you for being alive, to have to start to love and accept yourself the way you are, dive deeper. And that it starts with positive thinking about yourself, loving yourself. And that all, starts up here. Up here. How do you, it's a
And
discipline.
and it's so beautiful, the story you told. You said something prior to telling the story about Andrew, which I love. I'm going to use that because I do forgiveness techniques. Eric, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. If I'm feeling like overwhelmed or heavy, or I feel like I made a mistake, I'll say that over time. I feel lighter in my body. You said something about spirituality, and you said spirituality is more of being a witness, being aware of what's the awareness that you're in within yourself. And recently, for the last 8 days, I've been getting up at 4 a.m. And I usually get up at 5. I'm up early. I'm praying. I'm meditating. I'm doing the things. Before my first climb might be at 6 or 7. But it's something about 4 a.m. for my spirit where I'm able to drop deeper into my body, to get more spiritually grounded, to be more aware. So when I go out in the world, I can see the peace and the chaos of everybody moving, trying to get over, people in the home, everyone's in a rush. And I'm just like, it's all right. It's okay. And I have a ascended master, she likes to say, if you can live your life like a ceremony, like sacred, like every moment before you get on a podcast, just say thank you. Be thankful for this opportunity to speak to a great person like you. Be thankful that you woke up and you can use the bathroom, you can work out. Be thankful that you can speak, you can hear, you can smell, you can listen. All these things that we overlook because we're looking at the wrong things, because the world has us focused on the external environment so much that we forget the inner being, the inner wealth, the inner thing. And this is why I love spirituality, and I love people like you, because you are bringing awareness to the thing that's not so common for the average person. We go to church, some of us that might go and pray at the temple and things, but I want to make spirituality in this new age, this new earth, so common, like brushing your teeth, right? Or taking a shower. Like I say a quick prayer, I do a meditation, I walk with intentions, I feel the universe, I feel the nature, and that takes me 20 minutes a day. But it's part of my everyday life. It's not something like, oh, I gotta pray again. It's like, no, this is amplifying my presence. This is amplifying my voice, my choice, my investment of energy. And I get to use this energy to change someone else just because I exist. What is the routine of getting people to drop into their authentic truth without having so much resistance in their body?
As practices, we have different practices. On the yogic part, there is Atma Kriya Yoga, which is a form of yoga. Kriya Yoga is a very powerful meditation practice given by Mahavatar Babaji, the teacher of our teacher and my teacher. And obviously, like I just said, the mantra, the chanting of the repetition of the mantra is something which is the baseline, which should be pervading everything, because there's positive thinking, which will bring positivity into your life. Divine thinking will bring divinity in your life, right? That is on the practical part. Then there's obviously having the right knowledge, like studying scriptures and the divine knowledge, which is revealed knowledge, etc. And service, service is an expression of love. So when you love somebody, if you have a child, or if you're in love with somebody, if you bring out your beloved for a rendezvous and you cook for her, for him, what do you cook? You cook your favorite meal or their favorite meal? Obviously theirs, right? Because even if you don't like it, just their joy is going to make you happy. It's fulfilling to make somebody else happy. And service is an expression of love. And therefore, if we are stuck in our ego, if we are stuck in our problems, it's just another form of egoism. Like arrogance and victimism, they're just two sides of the same coin. Because when I'm arrogant, then everything turns around me and I think I'm the greatest. When I'm a victim, then also everything turns around me. Then it's just poor me all the time. It's just egoism with a different approach. So thinking positive, doing the japam, there is meditation, there is obviously association. Like I said, if you can be in good environment, if you can choose it, then go for that. Knowledge and service. It's very simple. It's basically very, very simple. Keep your mind focused on those things. That is the main thing. Like if God is number one, I say now the word God, love, however you want to take it. If you have a higher spiritual thing, if that becomes number one, everything in your life will increase in value.
Yes.
If you have good health, health is like a 0. 1 and 0 makes 10. If you have a beautiful partner, it's another 0. 100 makes 100. If you have a nice car, it's 1,000. Nice house, like enjoy everything. Everything increases in value, but only if you have the principle clear. What is life about? Where do I have to look? What is the main thing? You say, I invest 20 minutes in it, but those 20 minutes, they make the number one to increase the value from anything else. You remove that number one in front, you can have infinite zeros. Infinite zeros is still 0. It doesn't have any value.
And it's so true because that's what I experienced this past weekend. Because I get to host and warm up the crowd for suicide prevention, Dee Dee Hirsch. I woke up at 4, I had to host with my co-host Sarah Gilman. But that day, Swami, that day, it was like magic. Like I just had and I've always had a great time when I go there, but it was different. It was like I was more dropped into my body. I was more grounded in my body. And it like everything else amplified because I took that morning at 4:15, 4:30 to 5:30 to really get into the presence of my spiritual self, to be in spirit, to be inspired when I got on stage, to amplify the audience, to give them the affirmations, to make them feel safe, to make them feel well and love. And we use that energy to walk and run in the remembrance of those we lost. So with that, I know because I used to question a lot of the spiritual stuff I already knew because I didn't have experience in it, but I had deep knowledge that wasn't lived. It just was like ingrained in my soul. Like I came here with this in my vessel, and the more I open it, it opens up to me. I'm like, oh, I need to do this, like spiritual fitness. It came to me when I was in chaos, but now it's giving me peace in the world. So when you think of spiritual fitness, what does that mean to you when you think about it?
Spiritual fitness, well, what comes immediately is like something which needs care. You need to care for it. Like if you want to be fit physically, it's not something which just happens by itself. If people do workout, there is a certain element of a word which people normally don't like too much, discipline. There needs to be a certain discipline, I take a certain time, I do the effort, there's a small sacrifice or a small suffering, maybe if you want to build muscles there, or if you run, there's this moment when you're tired, but you keep on going. That's where you build up fitness. Similarly, on the spiritual part, if you want spiritual fitness, it's similar. You have to practice. It's not that it's going to happen in one day. You lift one weight and then you go in front of the mirror. You're like, no. But be aware that it does work. It is a proven science which from the ages has been spoken about. We overestimate what we can do in one day and we underestimate what will happen with small efforts over a long time period. And that is what I see spiritual fitness is, just starting somewhere, putting the excuses aside and just start somewhere. I think before when you spoke, a basic problem or basic issue of everything what you mentioned is this constant comparison what we have in the world. Comparison and thinking we need to be or to have X to be better, to be more important, whatever. Comparison is a poison. The only comparison which you should have, the only competition you should have is with yourself from yesterday. Am I a better version today than I was yesterday? That's the only one. Every day, step by step, and be grateful because, like my guru always says, you only know what you have once you lose it.
Guru, shouts out to the guru.
We have so many blessings. We have so much. I remember so much time back, I had a friend, he was badly drunk and he jumped from a table and he broke both his hips. He was in the hospital for over months every day. The nurse had to bring him to the toilet, etc. One day I walked into his room and he was like beaming, so happily beaming. And I said, "What happened to you?" And he said, "Today, after months, I went alone to toilet." And I looked at him and said, like, "You are so happy because you went alone to toilet. I went already 3 times today. I didn't have one such a smile because I went to toilet, because I just take it for granted." Right?
Yes.
So be happy about what you have. Work spiritual fitness.
There we go.
Work on yourself
Absolutely.
step by step, and keep good company, and just trust in yourself, trust in life, trust that you're not alone, trust that you are guided. And there's a whole world to discover, and everything is part of it. But the good news is we all sooner or later get there. There's no way we don't get there. If you're interested in this path, you're all absolutely, with all my heart, you're most welcome. I would recommend you meet my spiritual master. He will come also next year to the United States again, because for me, he is the source of all that what I have experienced and keep experiencing. So he is that love incarnated, I would say, almost, and just gives. And I see how much he helps people. So if you have a chance to meet the living master, please do so. And yeah, if you want to reach out, be my guest. I'm more than happy to support you wherever I can.
Thank you, Swami. Thank you for your time, your energy, your essence. And then one day you'll be a living master and people can meet you, So thank you for your work and all your sacrifice and offerings you give to the world and the universe, to this podcast. You gave your energy today. And if there's anything I can do for you, or just let me know. I'm here as a friend, as a spiritual brother. I'm really thankful and I'm grateful for who you are. But people, download the podcast, subscribe to YouTube, follow him on all his channels. Everything will be in the show notes. This was another incredible spiritual fitness podcast. Until we meet again, people, be great. Remember to pray, take care of yourself, love yourself, and just be in good energy, as Swami would say. So it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Yes. Thank you.